Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live session. Ramadan is over. It's Eid today. I'm celebrating Eid. I hope you are too, possibly tomorrow, the day after. Whenever you're celebrating it, Eid Mubarak, Happy Eid, wherever you are in the world. Have a great, great time with your family, with your loved ones, and enjoy. So, today we've got a musician. I tend to do my weekend live sessions with entertainers, so musicians, it can be artists. I've had a lot of people come in here who are from different entertainment industries in the world. So today we have got Miss Money, who is a rap artist up in the US, and I think it's going to be a great live with her discussing. Don't ask me about what happened here. I don't know. I just woke up with it this morning when I was having my Eid prayers. Yeah, it was just, yeah, I don't know what happened. But hope all's well with everyone. Like I mentioned, have a great time during this festive period wherever you are enjoying Eid, the end of Ramadan. It's been a great month, first ever lockdown month of Ramadan that we've ever had. um it's been good. I thought I would not do a live session today, but this opportunity arose and I had to take it on. So I've got Miss Money, who is going to shortly join me. uh t- 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 Send her a notification again. Zella Property, just give me a second, please. I am trying to get Miss Money. Here we go. Miss Money official has joined in. Send her a request. Miss Money official, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Thank you so much for joining me. Can I just firstly say that I love your hairstyle?
Huh.
Absolutely. The Bob Marley style.
Thank you.
How's
Huh.
things?
Great, great.
Good, good. So we all know you as Miss Money official. Is that your real name? Obviously not, I guess.
Yeah, that's the name I gave.
That's the name you gave
Yeah,
to the rap artist that inside you, right?
right.
Do you ever give out your real name or no?
I just tell them to go look it up. It's public. It's public information.
Miss Money, have you ever done a live session like this with someone from across the Atlantic? You've done
hmm
one with them in
a,
London.
a
It's
lot.
good, good, good. That's
France,
good to hear.
London, Nigeria.
Good stuff. I mean, this is my actually, you're my first rap artist. I've had a musician, I've had a magician, I've had an artist like a painter, but
hmm
you're officially my first rap artist. Go.
There
Are
we
we good?
go. We good.
Super. Apologies about that. I don't know what happened to the internet connection. But thank you so much for joining me, taking on my request. I saw you checking out one of my live stories. So when I checked your profile, I was like, wow, rap artist. I got to get her on here,
Yeah.
and speak to her about, because I don't see that many rap artists, female rap artists in the industry. I mean,
hmm
uh, the household name that everyone knows is, what's her name? I don't even remember.
Nicki Minaj.
That's it. That's the one. So there are very few. I mean, back in the days, Missy Elliott, all
Right.
that kind of artist. But it's good that we're seeing quite a big influx of female art, especially in London. Also, quite a few in the UK. Up in
hmm
Liverpool, Manchester, London itself. It's good to have people like yourself, and especially females who are bringing out this whole motion about, we're here
We're here.
because we are taking this industry by a storm. So thank you so much for coming on. The whole uh, reason I do these live sessions is to empower people with knowledge, um, positivity, you know, just to kind of pass on that knowledge, what you've gained being an artist over these years, how you did that. People are going through a lot of negativity right now, with
Right.
all the lockdown and COVID and all that kind of stuff. So it's good to have people like yourself, successful people, to come on here and to share their positivity, how they did this, and everything. So, Miss Money, before we go ahead, if you can introduce yourself as to who you are and what you do, and we can get the conversation going.
All right. So if y'all don't know me, I'm Miss Money. I'm a female hip hop artist. I also make dance music, Afrobeat. I'm not a rapper. I hate that term.
Okay.
Um. Uh. I'm also an independent marketer. So I help rappers, musicians, artists, businesses market specifically social media. I'm real
Okay.
good at growth.
Okay.
Doesn't matter your niche, so
So you work. So you're in the music industry also, and then you also have a social media growth sort of platform where, uh, do you grow the up and coming artists
I
and
grow anyone that
anyone that wants
has
to
the
grow?
budget to grow. It doesn't matter the business.
Good stuff.
I know how to grow. Doesn't matter the niche. You could be a knitter, I kind of know how to do things in the background to make it grow organically.
That's good
So
stuff.
all my growth comes from me growing. That's
Absolutely.
one thing about me as a musician. Like, I'm independent, but I do everything myself.
And
Uh,
it's great that you came on. And actually, in the first instance, you said, like, when I sent you that question, that would you join me on my live session, and you were like, let's go.
let's
You know,
go.
normally I have to sort of, like, sort of persuade them to a limit where, I have to say that, come on, and join me, share that knowledge and all that kind of stuff. What questions are you going to ask? But anyway, so we're here today. Miss Money, before we start, if you can just take me through your background of how you got into music. I mean, was it like someone just dropped you into it, or no, you grew up looking at music, watching artists doing their things, and that's what sort of got you motivated for getting into music?
Okay, so I got into music. Kind of, it started from acting.
Okay.
I used to always be in like plays when I was younger.
Okay.
So, and I also used to write like a lot of poetry, small passages,
Okay.
slogans, things
Okay.
like that. So I always was a writer
Okay.
first.
Okay.
The music side kind of came from meeting friends who were in the music part, and they were like, "Oh, Money, well, hype." I was hype back then before Money,
Okay.
because I was real hyper. So, like, you should sit at the table and write with us. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know how to write no bars. Like, but there's like, but you know how to rap. So it started like that. One thing led to another, and I kind of
Well,
just found a niche in it.
you mentioned you were into acting. I mean, how
hmm
did you get into it?
Um, so as a kid, I was in foster care,
Okay.
and all the foster cares used to always have us in plays, and I was like always the main role because I was entertaining. So it just kind of came from there.
And then you were into TV shows and dramas and kids shows, I guess, right? I mean, at that point.
Um, no, no.
So you were into,
The
I mean,
plays were
when did your
always like the
acting career start? At the age of what? 10, 15?
no, like 6. I was in foster care, so
Oh,
I was in
okay.
foster care since 4. By 6, they would write their own plays at our schools, and we would have to act the plays for people that attended. You know, this is an organization, so
Yep,
it
yep,
wasn't
yep.
like a regular school. So big people that have money in these organizations that pay for the kids, you know, they get paid for us,
Yep.
would attend these events. So I was always the main act in these plays, but it was natural. You know, it was thoughtless.
Okay.
So that was the age where I was always the center of attention. And then from there forth, I always found myself in the middle of somebody's living
It
room
was like a
floor.
director or producer came to view that, came to see that program. No.
You're not
Okay.
listening.
I don't know. It's good to find
So
out how.
that's where the acting came from, the plays.
Okay.
So from there forth, being in group homes, I was always in this middle of attention. I would make my own puppet shows with my hands. I would act. It was natural. So acting was just something that was natural. I didn't like TV, so I didn't watch TV. So I didn't get it from TV. I didn't get it from kid shows. It was just something that was in me, you know.
Okay.
So at that time, I might not have even understood that I was acting. I was being myself.
So it was just natural coming out. So
Right.
that's good to.
Um. So, and I think a lot of people don't really dig deep into their stories. They just put a surface to it to even know where stuff started, you
Mm.
know? Because it's like when you start asking questions like, well, who inspired you? What did you? That's like the first answer somebody gives off because that's the question. But if people would really take the time to really sit and let it marinate and think like, well, how far back? You know what I mean? Like
Yep. Yep.
for
Yep.
me, like I know where I started.
Absolutely.
You know,
And
you got to know who you are.
that's what that counts, right? Where you
Right.
start thing.
Right.
Um. So, how long did that acting career? Are you still acting? You still
I act all the time. You gotta act when you on stage. Like a performance is an act. You know, when you mad, you gotta act calm. When
absolutely.
the timing's not right to lash out. So acting is always a role in everyone's life. It's just how you act. You know. But I've been in a couple movies. I can't think of the names off back because I feel like they weren't important, but they were big movies.
But they must have because they had you in it. They must have been important.
Yeah, but it wasn't like main roles.
Okay.
You know what
Cool.
I mean?
No, not at
Uh,
all. It's good to know that. So during this whole time that you're acting and you're doing your music, I mean, how did you get into music from acting? I know you said one thing led to another, but you were writing passages.
so writing, I used to
All that.
write. That was my out. That was always my output too. So my background has everything to do with everything.
Okay.
Being in foster care, group homes, facilities, you have to find that output. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Because life's not normal for.
Yep.
So, writing, you write journals. You just write. I would just write rhymes. You feel me? So it would
Yep.
always just come, and then like when you're in school, they make you write small stories. So those stories would be rhymes for me. I
Yep.
would rhyme my stories. Um, and then as I got older, I would be around people. They were into music. They just knew I would write poetry. So the one guy, the girl I was dating, her brother, he was a rapper. Um, he's like, "Come on, money, come over here and write with us." I'm like, "What?" They're writing. I'm like, "I just write poetry." He's like, "It's the same thing." He put a beat on. We sat at the table. I literally wrote, you know them yellow notepads.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I wrote a rap like that long because I didn't understand bars.
Wow.
So that's how it started. That was the first day I ever wrote a rap.
So that was the official rap that you wrote that then got possibly signed off did you sing that rap or no? It was someone else who did that.
No, I did it. We ended up going to a studio and I had to like recite it over the microphone. It was weird. It was like I was reading the paper. I didn't understand rhythm. I was a poet, you know?
Yeah. And then
So
now that you're like a hip hop artist and you do your own poetry and everything, do you always write and then I mean, obviously you write because you have to write them. But when you go to the studio, do you take that written pad with you or it just comes from the brain?
uh it comes from the brain, but sometimes I write it down because you gotta copyright your shit.
Yep.
So you gotta write it regardless.
And is it tough within the industry? Like, obviously, coming from an audience point of view, I see a lot of artists talking about the same thing. Don't know whether their raps are matching or not, or their music's matching, or their poetry is matching or not. But is it
Hmm.
really that hard that you have to get each of your poetries and your rhymes and bars and everything copyrighted every time that you bring it out?
Hmm.
So it's like it's necessary for you to do that.
Right.
And if you don't do it,
Someone can steal your shit.
oh, someone can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, being in the U.S., is it easy for you to take someone to court like that and to?
I mean, it kind of doesn't matter where your location is at. People in the UK steal Americans' music all the time because of the borderline.
Yep.
Like, there's mad UK musicians out here reciting American lyrics, and I'm like, that's what they do over there. It's kind of not original, but
The
it
new
works.
or the old ones?
Huh?
The new ones or the old ones?
The old ones.
The old ones. I mean, the new ones. What do you think about them? Like Stormzy and all these guys. Have you heard them?
No,
You've
I would have to listen to them, but when I catch a couple musicians that are overseas,
Which one do you think is the UK's best?
I ain't naming nobody.
No. Maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You know, is he on the block right now?
I ain't naming nobody.
Good. Okay. Fine. Well, not. Um, and in terms of US, who do you sort of think that I don't know whether to call it? Would you idolize them or
I
who do
don't idolize anyone.
who do you take inspiration from in terms of
No
music?
one. No
No,
one.
it's
I
just
told
you.
you my music comes from my life.
Indeed, but sometimes you want to no, not saying at all. That's great. I mean, because a lot of people must be seeing you as inspiration to get
Right.
to see how you've achieved things through your life and how you've done things.
Right.
Uh, Other people might be looking at Miss Money and saying, well, she's been into all of these things, like through foster care, through acting in the plays from the organization. I want to get into that, something like that. How would you want to stand as an inspiration for these people?
Keeping it 100. Uh, that's what I feel like. I've been around a lot of these cats in the industry, and I feel like they don't be keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, they just don't keep it 100, and that's where they failing the rappers at. Like me coming in here, getting it by myself, and learning the ropes, learning the marketing, learning the game, learning how to invest, coming from the streets. Like, you feel me? Like, I came from the streets, and that's real shit. And I
Absolutely.
feel like these rappers that's getting on, that's coming from the streets, ain't keeping it 100 with the youth. So they telling them all wrong. You feel me? And that ain't cool. They ain't telling them really how to invest or how to really get some change. They got them thinking that you got to get all these views on your videos and all of that to make money, and that shit ain't true. That money ain't coming from all them streams and them videos and shit. Like they not teaching them how to get some money in, get some real estate. Like, it took me years to put some money into real estate. But now I got property, but ain't nobody teach me that but me wanting more. But they know that they got these young audience that follow them. And they not giving them their game, they gaming them. So the game, like my bro say, the game don't stop. The game don't stop. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's different because I try to use my leverage to really help people that want help, but I let them know 100. Like, look, I can't do anything for free because even what I gotta do, it's gonna take a couple dollars for me to do it for you. But if
Absolutely.
you willing to invest in yourself, I'm gonna help you, and that's just really all it is. And people come on me every day. Oh, let me pay you to share your stuff in my story. And I'm like, do you want me to share your stuff in my story, or do you want to gain a real growth that's strictly for you? So
Ab-
they're sharing your stuff in their stories because they come into your page for you instead of me just sharing your stuff to my people that's here for me. But
Absolutely.
I give them a choice. You know, I'm trying to school them like there's a right and wrong way to do things, but they don't know because they think like, you know, publicity, social media. This is it. I get 1 million views. I'm on. I'm rich. It don't happen like that. You know why? Because they not teaching the artists. You gotta register your music.
Yep.
Instead, they looking at the next hot artist, giving them a deal, flashing money all on the internet, got them thinking, you know, this is it. And they so naive, they not paying attention to the people they following. Like, I'm gonna use Lil Baby, for example.
You're right.
He's a dope musician. He just left QC and went with Gucci Mane, right?
Yep.
But to the eye, they think like, oh, Lil Baby's boom, he got all this money. He's this, he's that. If shit was so sweet, why would he leave and go to Gucci Mane? You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the average artist
will not think
don't
that.
see that.
Yep.
They see the change.
Yep.
They see the money.
Absolutely.
They see the cars that are
You know,
landed.
it's funny. I've not gone. I mean, when I was at university,
Yeah.
I was with friends and I used to listen to a lot of rap music. And, you know, like at that point when I was going through it, it was not even Dr. Dre. It was like long back. It was like Dipset.
Yeah, I like Dipset.
Jones, Jules Santana, Cameron,
Yeah, Cameron.
Game, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Cameron.
And to be, I swear, yesterday, last night, I knew that I was going to take an interview with Miss Money. I was in that hip hop rap kind of, you know, mode. I put on Dipset. I put on Dipset and I was listening to 2 or 3 of their tracks.
But see, they don't know Dipset. A lot of them don't know Dipset.
Diplomats.
They don't know who that is.
Dipset, you know, but Jim Jones, I mean, come on, Jim Jones and Cameron and, you know, all these guys, huge artists. I mean, I've been listening to them since like now good 12, 14 years now. It's good to
right.
have
but
them.
See, they're not in the now right now though. So the younger generation don't listen to them.
Well, absolutely, no one listens to them. No, people like these days they like Drake and Chris Brown.
Baby, even I like Baby. I like Old Baby and the Baby.
Yeah. What's that other?
But I'm just saying, is these artists, these young ones that don't know the business.
Yep.
They got it fucked up, bro. They really do. Like, they got it all messed up. Like,
Miss Money, you mentioned that you bought your real estate.
Yeah.
How long into this whole game did you go out and purchase your first real estate? How long?
Purchased my first real estate 4 years ago.
Oh, so 4 years ago you bought your apartment house, and that's the residence you're living in, or no? That was an investment.
It was investment. It's a house.
Okay.
But more like to make money for it. I don't want to live in that one. So I have 2 properties. I'm working on 3, and the third one is I want to live in that one and then get another one in another investment.
Keep on bringing it in. So while you're at it, I'm going to ask you, when are you buying your first real estate in London?
When I learn the London market.
I'm here for you. BT.
Right.
You know, whenever you want to invest in London, the property market in London, just let me know. I mean, real estate in London, there's no place like London real estate anywhere in the world.
Believe it.
Because the way the market holds up, even in times like this, like, for example, the lockdown that happened, people doing deals all over the place at that time in the lockdown. And as soon as the lockdown finished, not for the real estate agent, like last week or something, or 10 days ago, and as soon as the first day the estate agents were back, 2,000 properties in the whole of UK came on the market. And, you know, and literally the market is now starting to sort of ease up, get on it. You know, people are starting to sell. Like myself, I had like 4 or 5 deals in the pipeline during the lockdown, and all of a sudden they're now completing. So it was like they were just holding up as to where to go and everything, but now so like I mentioned, anytime you want to go for London real estate, just let me know, and I'll do my best to get you the best deal I get.
It's pretty pricey over there.
It's all right. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I mean, you don't need to just stick to London, right? You've got Birmingham, you've got Manchester, you've got Liverpool, you've got Scotland, for example. These places will give you the best
hmm
returns, short-term returns like rental yield and all that. But then if you invest in London and you want to double your money or even triple your money in 10 years' time, London is the place.
right.
So capital appreciation in London is like absolutely big, huge. And that's
Right.
why a lot of people, or Americans as well, the Middle Easterns, the Russians, the Chinese, their first hub in real estate foreign investment is always looking at, oh, I want to buy my apartment in London. I want to buy the house in London. I want to get that rental return, that capital appreciation in
So
London. Oh, yep, go ahead.
what's the lowest apartment price to
In London,
purchase in London?
in central London,
Doesn't
like
matter. Anyway,
average house price in London right now is close to £344,000. £344,000 in dollars would be roughly about $420,000.
400K.
400K. That
That's almost a half a mil.
that's average house price in London. But if you go to, for example, Birmingham, you would get an apartment in Birmingham for like 120. You know, if you go to if you go to Liverpool, you'll get
So
it.
think of it like this, right?
Yeah,
UK, your money's worth more than ours.
of course.
First,
Yeah,
your UK's money's worth more than us.
yep,
So here, you can get a house for $20,000,
yep,
$30,000,
yep,
$40,000.
yep, yep, yep,
Look at the price difference in US
yep.
housing than UK. So imagine people from UK invest in, they have hundreds of thousands, should come invest in American property.
Absolutely. A lot of people do that. A lot
Because 20,000 US dollars is like 15
of
in your money, 15K.
Okay, exactly. I mean, you would get these kind of deals up north also, like Liverpool, for example. You'll get a flat there, studio flat there for like £40,000. You know, still £40,000 in US money would be something like 60K, 70K, something like that. You know, but yeah, the capital appreciation in London or in the UK, like in London, as I said, double, triple your money in 10 years' time. Liverpool, you would get like 15%, 10% capital appreciation. But then the rental return in Liverpool would be something like 10%.
Right. I just think it's all about the currency rate.
Of course. Of
If
course.
you're going to go out of your border, I would rather start somewhere just where the money is of higher value. So for like American dollars, you would want to go buy some property in like Mexico.
Yep.
Where our money is like plentiful, and start there and maybe build, you know,
but
because it's so easy.
It's all-time low in 25 years against the pound and against the dollar and the euro. So you would get
the euros,
more.
I think the euros are always going to be more than the US. I don't care what they predict.
Yeah, I mean it's one of
I
those
just think y'all like, there's something about UK versus US, even though people love the US, but that UK dollar value is just something.
We're a small island, but we're a pain in the ass. You know?
Yeah, I don't think our dollars ever want to pass y'all up. I think y'all have nothing to worry about. Like,
Absolutely. So Miss Money, I've got a few questions for you. Firstly, how are you? I mean, right now there are not many videos or all that kind of stuff that are going to happen, but with musicians and all that kind, music videos, for example. How are you adopting yourself?
how am I what?
How are you adopting yourself? Like, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do music videos in the future with all this law?
I'm about to start a music video in a couple days. I don't think the lockdown has stopped music videos. The only thing it has stopped is performances.
So and
and
in terms of performances, how are you possibly going to? Are you planning to do any virtual performances like over online or something?
I mean, maybe online, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really into that. It's just not the same.
They're on your own, right? There's no audience, there's no one. How much can you like, do it? And this is the whole thing. Like I got tired of doing my live sessions on my own. And I wanted other
Mm.
people. I wanted to speak with people so that we can get and we can spread that knowledge and everything with the rest of the world. Um,
Right.
so if you had to give advice
Hmm.
to youngsters out there, young teenagers or music artists or people who want to get into music, and it'd be hip hop, it'd be R&B, it'd be soul, it'd be jazz, it'd be dance music, whatever, what advice would you give them for their passion to excel within the industry?
Uh, the first, before I would give advice, I would ask them a question, and I would ask them like, "What is your purpose? Like, where do you want to go
Of
with
course,
this?"
of course.
They gotta know where they want to go first.
Yep,
You feel me? And until you know that, you can't give advice. So let's say if an artist says, uh, "I want to be the biggest artist," that's like their everyone's question. I want to blow up. My next question is, all right, do you have an investor? Because you have to invest. And
yep.
when I say invest, I don't mean just like jewelry, clothes, that's
Cars.
cars. That's first of all, let me tell you, that's fucking retarded. All right, I'm gonna keep it authentic. Everybody on here grown. I like to cuss because I feel like y'all feel me when I cuss. It's fucking retarded. Investing is marketing in you, your brand. So that's where I would tell artists to start. Like, figure out your budget on a month to month basis. Don't say like, oh, I got $100 today and $1,000 next week. No, listen, sit down and figure out what you got on a month to month basis consistently,
Of
and you
course.
start with a marketing plan. You know what I'm saying? And then before the marketing plan, you get your brand together. You need your logo, you need your copyright, you need your LLC. You need to start from the surface. Because what happens is, let's say you start popping and someone comes at you, maybe like a production company that might want to license your music to television, and you have none of these things in order, they're going to keep it moving. Because getting those things take time. They don't have time. That means you're not prepared as an artist. You're not even ready. It's more than just having all these numbers and stuff. So that's
Before
the advice.
before you get onto this to the scene, make sure
Yeah,
that back
you
end
need to be
office is sorted.
exactly before you get on the scene. Make sure your back end office is already all the way together.
Sure,
Don't rush.
sure, absolutely. Um, what's next in line for Miss Money? What are
Right now,
great for?
so I'm working on new music too,
Okay,
but my biggest goal always been like I have my own record label.
okay,
So besides helping other artists market themselves and get their music out there, I tell artists I'm not gonna promise you fame, but I can show you how to get the money in the back end. For me, I like to get the money.
are
I
you
don't care
starting
about
some sort
none.
of academy or an institution for these young artists? Are you ever going to do that?
I don't know, maybe in the future,
Okay,
but right now I'm just focusing on what I have going on right now. Because when you start thinking about too much, you venture off and lose focus. So for me, I gotta stay focused. Um, so like I was saying, I have my own record label. So the plan for real is to find like one or two artists to put some time into and
yep.
help them get up and off the ground. So
But thank you
that's
so
that's the
much
plan
for
for me.
sharing all that amazing pieces of knowledge, of advice, of positivity. I'm
Hmm.
sure a lot of people must have taken your word and taken that positivity, that energy from you, and I'm sure they're going to succeed as to whatever they want to be. Not just music, but an entrepreneur, a businessman. Whatever they want to become in life. I'm sure they'll take your word. Can I
Right.
ask you to
Mhm.
perform something live on this live session quickly?
No.
Just a few words,
No.
maybe two lines. Your best two lines. You can give it to me.
No, not right now.
No? All right. I thought I'll try.
No,
But
I like the right. I got the vibe right today is just really just kicking knowledge for real. Like I just feel like the artists need to hear that. You know,
I,
I
I,
put
I thought, you know, the thing is with me, and I believe in this really, like, since I've been doing all these live sessions, I've been
hmm
strongly believing into it that if you don't ask, you don't get.
hmm you don't get right,
So I thought I'd ask.
right,
So,
right,
but I can't thank you enough. I asked, I asked to have a live session with you, and you
right.
came here today, and you preach to all these people, the viewers that came, and myself as well. You know, giving that positivity. I'm still trying to. I've been doing real estate for the past 10 years, but I'm not yet where I want to be. But all this lockdown has taught
hmm
me how to build, like you mentioned, build your personal brand.
Build your brand, network. Quit
Absolutely.
thinking like a lot of artists get big numbers and they think, oh, I got all these numbers and all these followers and that's it. You can't be cocky. You gotta be humble. It don't matter what you got because the key in any business is networking. Period. You know, and when people see that you're personable and approachable, you're gonna draw that energy that you give
Absolutely.
off. So but like I said, anybody that like need marketing, you want to grow your social media, organic, holla at me in a DM. I tell people don't come wasting my time. If you ain't got no budget, it ain't rude. There's just really nothing I can do for you.
I might shout you out later on in a few months to do another live session with you. But quick question
Let's kick
before,
it.
when are you coming to London for a performance? Obviously when
When
London's over, but that one
when London books me. What's the biggest city in London for hip hop?
what's the biggest city in London for or what's the biggest town? I mean, or what's the biggest arena for
No, not the biggest arena, like the biggest market. Like where is hip hop most appreciated?
everywhere, actually, everywhere. I mean, it's West London, it's East London, it's
hmm
North London, South London. Um, but I would say that yes, South London is the major producer of
hmm
young and talented artists on the rap and the hip hop scene.
Okay.
You know, a lot of them. So you know, like there's the Brixton Music Academy and all that stuff up here that helps and promotes these young artists on a yearly basis, daily basis, all that kind of stuff. And a lot, like for example, uh, all these guys, you know, Stormzy, Skepta, um,
Who? What's their names? I'm gonna
Stormzy.
check
Have
them
you
out.
have you heard of Stormzy?
Spell it.
STORZMI.
Wait, STOR.
MZY. Sorry,
Wait, what?
Storm, as in
Mhm.
storm,
Mhm.
right? ZY.
ZY. What's ZY?
Z
ZY.
ZY. Sorry.
Okay.
I forgot I was talking to an American.
ZY.
And then
Okay.
there's another one called Skepta. SKEPTA. Skepta.
SKEPTA.
Yeah,
Skepta.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check them out.
But Stormzy is one of the biggest ones right now on the scene. He's doing it quite big. He just released his latest album as well, something to do with the kingdom, something like that.
I'm
But
gonna check him out. So
he's a
it's just
good,
them two.
yeah.
Them.
Them two are pretty big right now.
That's it.
To be honest, I don't really go out and the thing with me is like music and me. I've got my Apple Music right now. I have to be in that phase of mind. Okay, what am I going to listen to today? So
So
Apple Music,
you gotta make sure you put Miss Money on your Apple playlist.
absolutely. I'm going to do that. I'm going to listen. I've actually watched some of your IGTV videos where your hip hop
That's
thing.
different than the actual tracks, though.
Absolutely, I'm going to check it out. Tonight when I'm going to the office, every night, every time when I drive, that's the time I listen to music. It'd be one track or two tracks or three tracks, but
hmm
that's what I'm going to be listening to today. So I'm going to be checking out Miss Money today when I'll put a story of what track am I listening to at that point. So then you can.
Okay.
What are you eating, Miss Money? Is that some sweets or breakfast?
Some sweets.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So much for coming on and sharing all that positivity. It's been a pleasure and honor, and to have an artist like yourself. This is what you're giving back to the community.
Right.
Appreciate you for giving that back. The community made you, like you mentioned, you were in foster care. Foster care made you what you are today: the actor, the poet, the hip hop artist, the rap artist, all that.
Right.
And you're giving that back to the community. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing with me all your positive knowledge. And when you're in London, I'll be watching. I'll be waiting for you.
All right, man. Thank you for having me.
Super. Miss Money, thank you so much. Take care.
Peace.
Bye-bye. So, guys, that was Miss Money who just joined me right now and talking about music, life, knowledge, positivity, property. Like, I'm into property, and this is one of the things that I'm doing right now. Like she mentioned, create your own personal brand, because personal brand is what you need to succeed, to keep moving forward. It's all about personal branding, because right now there are a lot of people out here on the game that think that, oh, this guy has it, I can do it. But you don't know what that guy put in to get there. He just didn't get up and become a millionaire overnight. He's put in his hard work, blood, sweat, and tears to get where he wanted. So, like I mentioned, look, if you're looking for any advice regarding property, real estate, it'd be around anywhere around in the world. Do check out my live sessions. Actually, I've done live sessions with real estate brokers up in the US, up in the UK, booking some live sessions in with brokers all around the world. So if you want to know about real estate, get in touch with BTH Properties. But thank you so much to all those people that tuned in today, and a massive, massive shout out, big thank you to Miss Money for joining me today. And if you've not checked her page out, Miss Money Official is her page. See what she does, how she does it, and yeah, DLMF3, I would take you on, but this is my live session for today, and I'll send you an invite for your live to do a live session with you soon. So once again, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. If you're celebrating Eid, if you've just finished Ramadan, Eid Mubarak. I know I am. I finished Ramadan yesterday. Today was the first day of Eid, so it was amazing. Good to be back and eating at any time that I want. It's good. So once again, I keep saying thank you, but it's been amazing. 115 people, 112 people have tuned into this live session. Big shout out to Miss Money for doing this, for building that personal brand for me. And hopefully I will see her once again, possibly in London, possibly on my live session sometime. ProLinked Official, it was good doing a live session with you as well, bro. So thank you so much to everyone that tuned in. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Sunday wherever you are. The weather's amazing in London right now. A bit windy, but yeah, so great. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. See you later. Bye-bye.